Hello, this is Glenn Newberger,
And Hamza Ali.
and our project is standard model paper airplanes versus world record model paper airplanes. Before we start, I just want to give some credit to Mincio Zhang for helping us out in folding and measuring some of the paper airplanes in this process. Okay, so to start off, we have some videos uh, of how we folded each of the paper airplanes, just in case you wanna see like exactly how we folded each one.
So to collect the data, we first had to fold each type of paper airplane. So we folded 30 of each type. So 30 of the standard model airplanes and 30 of the world record airplanes. So then after that, we just had one person throw it, so just so that it was consistent in between trials, for the same person. And the flight distance was then measured in centimeters from the closest point of the plane and then recorded.
Okay, so after all the planes were flown, our data showed that the mean flight length for the standard planes was 360.27 centimeters, and the mean flight length for the world record planes was 435.00 centimeters. There was more variation in the standard planes distribution, with a standard deviation of 97.41 centimeters, and uh, as compared to the flight length of the world record model paper airplanes, whose standard deviation was only 69.22.
So we compiled all of our data into these box plots, and you can see that the standard model record airplanes, well, standard model airplanes are represented as blue, and that's approximately normal. And the world record airplanes, they're a little bit skewed, but it's still mostly normal, and has three outliers on the bottom end and two at the top end. So we proceeded with caution while doing our test. So our data consisted of quantitative data and used means, so we decided to do a two-sample t-test. And so our null hypothesis was that the true mean flight distance for the world record paper airplanes is the same as the true mean flight distance for the standard paper airplanes, so there's no difference. And our alternative hypothesis was that the world record true mean flight distance would be greater than the mean true flight distance for the standard paper airplanes. And we tested this at an alpha level of 0.05.
As you can see, we met all three of the required conditions for this test. We had two SRSs for both the world record planes and the standard planes, and we met the 10% condition by assuming that there were more than 300 of each type of plane in the population. And since our sample size for each type of plane was equal to 30, we were able to apply the central lithium and approximate these data with a normal model. For this test, we had a t-test with 52 degrees of freedom, and you can see our calculations over here to get the test statistic, and ultimately get a p-value of 0.000601.
So our concluding statement is, since our p-value of 0.00601 was less than our alpha of 0.05, we reject the null hypothesis. So there's sufficient evidence to suggest that the true mean flight distance for world record paper airplanes is greater than that of the standard airplanes. So some real life applications of the study is that if you ever get into a competition with your buddy Mincio on who can throw the farthest airplane, we recommend that you throw the world record airplane and take his money, of course.
Uh, Also, if all the electricity goes out in your block one day and you really need to get a message across the street, we suggest you use a world record paper airplane because it is more likely to get there.
And also some concluding statements. We wanted to thank Ms. Poland for signing such a fun project. We had a lot of fun doing this. after putting in a lot of hard work all year. Like you had 20 review sessions and stuff. That was really fun. And also have a good summer. That's it.